Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for taking time to join us. We are back with another Facebook Live career coaching session today, and we're really excited to be joined by our guest, Marcia Baker, with the CVG Kentucky Career Center. So we're really excited. We're going to talk today about some of the awesome opportunities that are available with the CVG and how you can get that information by working with Marcia or with us here at the Kentucky Career Center. So we're going to give everybody just another minute or so to join, and then make sure you let us know that you can hear and see us in the comments, because that's important that you can hear and see what we're saying. We can hear and see each other, so we're going to make sure that you can hear us too. So, but Marcia, thank you for joining me today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So it'll be the typical format. We'll go through the questions that Marcia and I have, and then of course we'll have some time for Q&As at the end. So make sure if you're watching with us today and something pops up, you have a question, go ahead and get it put in early in the chat, because sometimes there's a considerable delay when you post something and when we can see it. So we want to make sure that we give everybody time to get their questions in. But we're going to give everybody just about 20 or 30 more seconds, and then we'll get started. Maybe. There we go. All right. So, Marcia, if you're ready, we're just going to go ahead and jump into it. All right. So the first question that I have is just take a moment to introduce yourself to us and tell us about the CVG Kentucky Career Center.
My name is Marcia Baker. I am a business service rep with Brighton Center at the CVG Career Center. I primarily work with CVG related employers to help them connect with the workforce in our region. And in also doing so, work directly with the job seekers in helping them make great matches at CVG, understanding the hiring process, how to commute to CVG, and just kind of a fill in maybe where someone might not know where to go for answers.
Yeah, I think that's a great resource. I do know there's CVG is a fairly large airport, and there's a lot of opportunities that kind of vary, and we'll take time to get into that, the opportunities that they're currently hiring for. But it's a great place to start and build a career, is the CVG airport there. So that's just going to lead me right into the next question that we have here, Marcia, is just kind of overall, what can someone expect when they're working at with the Career Center at CVG?
Well, they have one point of contact, so that is myself. They can reach me at 767-6952. We have an office at the airport where they can physically walk into. Right now, we are open to appointments only. We have a couple of employers that I'm going to talk about a little later that are actually doing their interviews on site at the CVG
Excellent.
Career Center. They can come to me with any questions. I'm there to help them through the process. If they meet with an employer and it happens not to be a good fit, they can come right back to me that same day and we can continue moving forward in the process. I think a lot of applicants walk away and they feel like they have been given, direct customer service that, tended to their specific needs. We don't want to just place warm bodies. We want to make valuable connections.
Yeah. And I think that's excellent. And, Kim had said it in the chat. Marcia really is an amazing resource. She knows pretty much everybody at CVG. So to have Marcia and work with Marcia and have that one point of contact when you're looking to build your career, it's an amazing resource in itself. So we're lucky to have Marcia. We're lucky that she joined us today, and you'll be lucky if you take time and you're looking for work to go meet with Marcia, especially about opportunities at CVG Airport. So you already kind of touched on this, but the best way to get into contact with you at the Career Center?
Really, the best way is just to give us a call. That way, if we are not available to answer the phone, we can go ahead and get your voicemail, give you a call back, leave us a detailed message. If you have specific needs, like I said, about your employment, But give us a call, and that way we can quickly get some information over the phone, find out what kind of direction that you need to head, and we can go from there.
Yeah, and that's perfect. And you'll notice again, the best way, Marcia said, is to just call. So the bar that's rolling across the bottom, it's got Marcia's name and the contact information. And again, we'll throw that in the comments as well, so you can access that later if you're watching it later. Just the best number to reach Marcia at.
And one thing to mention, I think it's always nice to. I always try to answer the phone if I'm able to. If I don't answer, it's because I'm physically not able to, not in the office. We are there Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 4:30. Right now, Jill Brown actually is assisting, and she is
Okay.
at the Career Center. So we are trying to answer the calls. I'm returning every call that we get. We don't have rotating hold system. So when you call the Career Center, you are going to speak to someone. When we
Okay.
call you, we're calling back from that number. So just know that it's a direct communication with us.
Excellent, excellent. So somebody that's out there that's considering, looking for a career or a job change or starting a career, it's definitely best to just call in again. If we don't answer, just leave us a voicemail and we'll get back as soon as possible. So a little different. We've kind of gone through, if you've been with us and you watch us, we kind of spend some more time on those first questions, but we really wanted to take this time with Marcia today to talk about some of the positions that are currently open at the airport that they are hiring for. So we're really excited about that. So we're going to turn it over to Marcia and let her kind of go here. But Marcia, the question we have is just take some time and share some of the open positions with CVG.
Absolutely. So, some of the easiest ways to find out about employment at the airport is check out the airport's jobs.cvg airport. Now, I know we are the Kentucky Career Center, so you can always check out the Focus Career website. But if you go to the jobs.cvg airport, this is specifically what's available at CVG. You can check out the employers by name, or you can also type in keywords for the positions. There are many positions that are already loaded onto this website, so check those out. And we're going to talk about a few of those specific employers that I am physically working with at the Career Center. We have employers that are coming on site and doing their interviews with us. We have a couple of employers that have hosted and are continuing to host virtual events like what we're doing here today, an opportunity to meet with the hiring manager, even step into a private room and have an interview on site. Also have the opportunity to then schedule that appointment to come in person to potentially get a job offer and maybe even walk away with your badging application that day. So, we want to make those results quick and precise. We're doing a lot of different things to make that possible. So a couple of a few employers that are holding sessions at the airport. McDonald's has a weekly event, and I had
Okay.
these flyers pulled up. We do a Zoom platform every Monday at 1:30, and I will be sharing with you, Garrett, and you can share this out, the
Excellent.
link before Zoom. Just join in anytime on Monday between 1:30 and 3:30 to talk with myself and with Bruce Allbrand. And then you can also then schedule that in-person interview either on the following Monday or on that same Wednesday from 1:30 to 3:30 in office at the CVG Career Center. So trying to again make those speedy connections with the employers. This is a great opportunity to get into the airport, learn about the restaurant industry. This is a private owned McDonald's. The
Okay.
manager has been there for many, many years. The owner has been there for many, many years. And they are great to work with. They're a great team. They're looking for vibrant young folks to come in and work and really build up a strong team. The second employer we have, which is Trago Dugan,
Okay.
they are one of our aviation employers. They work with Allegiant, Frontier, and Air Canada. They are hiring for ground service positions and ramp positions right now. They hold interviews weekly at our office. You can apply on Indeed for those positions. Let's see, Let me check out the other employer here. The airport board. So CVG Airport is the general term we use for
Okay.
CVG employment. Kenton County Airport Board, who owns and operates CVG, is actually going to be hiring for their upcoming snow removal positions. Those
Okay.
are going to be on site October 8th, which is this coming Thursday, from 9 to 3 p.m. And again, I'll be sharing those flyers with you to send out to folks. And I noticed one of the questions, I think this is a great time to interject. Manny said, any CDL license opportunities? Yes, we do have those available. So the snow removal team with Kenton County Airport Board directly relates to those CDL positions. We are looking for a Class B CDL to operate their Class B or I believe they also have Class A. So these
Okay.
are going to be operating their large snow removal equipment, so like 14 foot and larger graders, and salt trucks and things of that nature. So great opportunity there. You can come and talk to Brenna or to Jennifer and on this Thursday at the Career Center. We do validate parking for those applicants that need to park in the garage as well. So just know that's available.
Excellent. Yeah.
And feel free to slow me down if I'm moving too
No,
fast.
no, you're
I'm
fine.
very excited about the jobs at the airport, and we do have so much going on in this, pandemic time. So it's exciting to see what's available, and we're also excited for the potential of what's coming. So those are some of the main things that are happening right now in office.
Yeah.
Some
And
other
so,
employers that we are working with. Go ahead.
no, I was just so the three that you mentioned that's beneficial because it's in office, it's on site, that you could have your interview, or you could have something like that. And the great thing is that you do validate parking. So if you come for a job interview, or you were to come for a job fair or open interviews or applications, and you drive and you don't take public transit, again, they can validate the parking. We're not having to pay that fee to be there. So that's a plus. But I just wanted to point out that those three
And
will have the on-site.
perfect. And the airport does offer free employee parking. And right now, you can park in the garage for free as an employee by swiping your employee badge. So, a benefit of maybe hopping in right now is that you are going to get that really up close parking for free. That is a great option, especially with some winter weather maybe coming soon. So,
Yeah.
that's a nice little perk to get you started. But we do offer free parking. They do offer shuttle services for the employees as well that do park. Public transportation is available. I'm glad you mentioned that. Right in the terminal, so easy access to go through security to get to your place of employment. They try to make it to as convenient as possible for that CVG employment.
Yeah.
So, a couple more employers that I just like to highlight. We have 4 or
Okay.
5 more employers. We are always working with custodial services. There is actually a new employer at the airport. They have just taken over the custodial contract in the terminals. Their name is Flagship. We are also
Okay.
working with security services at like DHL and in the terminal. So we're working with Allied Universal. We are working with Menzies Aviation, which has 2 different contracts at the airport. So some positions might come with some flight benefits, working with the airlines, working with United. Some other positions are on the fueling side. So we have some GSE mechanics and aircraft fueling positions available. I was just recently contacted by PSA, which is the maintenance program for the American
Okay.
airlines, and they are hiring for like heavy maintenance across the country. So maybe even somebody that's looking that has their A&P license and looking to travel. That industry, they make a lot of money when they're traveling. We're also hiring locally for parts specialist positions. All great positions, and may even come with some airline benefits. Obviously, DHL is one of the number one employers in Northern Kentucky. So, we're always hiring at DHL for their general operations positions, their ramp and cargo positions, but there's a lot of maintenance and operations positions listed right now as well. So a lot of maintenance going on at CVG. We also work with some small outliers at CVG. So a
Okay.
lot of people don't realize that Wayfair is one of our direct contracts at CVG, and they have three locations in Northern Kentucky: Erlanger, Florence, and Hebron. They have about 23 positions, 24 positions available right now for different positions across the board: general labor, engineering, inventory, project management. So a lot of different things. It looks like they're also having a lot of drive up events and online events. So they're being very versatile in their hiring process.
Yeah. And so I think that's great too, is to talk about, you might think about the airport and just think one thing. There's tons of different industries at the airport. It's not just, travel. It could be maintenance. It could be manufacturing. It could be logistics. It could be hospitality. I mean, there's tons of different options. So it's really a great way that if you're just not sure what you want to do, to reach out to Marcia and find out, what's available. And Marcia's mentioned, you go, you do an interview, you don't like it, you think it's not a good fit, you just go right back and say, hey, this is kind of what I'm looking for. So I think that's great that, and again, can't stress enough, you'll have Marcia on your side, which is a great thing to have it at CVG. So I think it's awesome that there's so many opportunities at CVG. It's not just that you're in one area. I mean, you have tons of different ways that you could go.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we are getting to the point now that if you have a question, go ahead and throw it in the chat for us. That way, we have time for it to show up, because there is a delay today that I've noticed. A lot of things are coming through later. So if you do have a question, make sure you get it thrown in there for us. And we're going to have just a couple more questions with Marcia, and then we'll open it up to the Q&A. And I think we talked to Marcia about this a little bit already. Just some of the benefits working with the Kentucky Career Center at CVG. So if there's just anything you'd like to highlight, Marcia, what's the real benefit of partnering with the Kentucky Career Center?
Well, I think that it comes with the relationship that I've built with the employers. A lot of times you think, maybe it feels like a staffing company where you walk in, it's kind of a little disconnected from the job site location. And are you really talking with someone that has experienced that work,
Yeah.
who knows who you're going to be working with, the environment and the culture of a company that you're potentially applying for. So I think that it's a wealth of resource and knowledge when you're working with me, because I can tell you a lot of in depth about the positions, and really prepare you for what you're going to walk into with that employer. And then, when you apply online, or if you send an application with a company, who's looking at it, when are they going to get back with you? Are they really hiring for that position? How many openings do they have? Those are all questions that I know are going through our minds when we're applying today.
Oh, yeah.
So those are those questions that I can actually answer for you. When you tell me that you apply for a particular company at the airport, I'm then going to go the next step and reach out to that employer, provide them maybe your resume, maybe tell them a little bit about you and what you're bringing to the table that's going to benefit their company, so they can kind of see some of those connections early on. And then it's a great way then to lead into that conversation with you, in knowing a little bit about your skills, or a little bit about that job seeker and what they're bringing to the table.
So, and I think that's awesome. And that's, definitely a service that you can get at the Kentucky Career Center, regardless of the site. But again, Marcia has done this for a while and has built a lot of relationships and has strong relationships with employers at CVG. So to have that resource to be able to network and have someone that you can reach out to is huge in a job search. So thanks for sharing that. I think you hit the nail on the head there, Marcia.
Yeah. Awesome.
So,
thank you.
All right. And then just our last question. Is there anything else that you think we should know about, fun facts about CVG, or any upcoming events that you have? And of course, we can take time to talk about the ones before, and then we'll share those as well.
Yeah, so things that are coming up really are going to be the direct employer events. Like I said, McDonald's is their weekly, and with these open events virtually. And Trago is doing those interviews, just applying online, and they're reaching out directly and scheduling those interviews with you. And so happening on site. If you do happen to walk into the office and there's an employer there that day, we're going to let you know what's going on. We in the future we hope to see some training coming to CVG employees and potential job seekers that will help kind of build up their soft skills, so their sellable skills to the employers. And then, we're also hoping to do some larger scale hiring events. We've always offered, at least yearly had a CVG wide, what we call a campus career fair.
Okay.
So unfortunately, that was canceled earlier this year. So we are hoping to do something and at this point, we're probably looking at the winter or after the new year. But to come, we haven't forgot. We're still planning on doing something big
Yeah.
with all the employers at the table. That always seems to be a great turnout, and we
Yeah.
have a lot of success in connecting the job seekers with the employers there. So those would be some of the things that we're, getting together and wanting to move forward with. But right now, kind of starting on the small level and dipping our toes back in a little at a time.
Yeah. The time of COVID. So everything has
Yeah.
changed.
Mhm.
So, and really, you've heard us mention it before. The best way to get information, focus careers, reach out to Marcia, and like our Facebook page. It's where we're going to post job opportunities. It's where we're going to share flyers about upcoming events, such as hiring fairs, hiring events, open job interviews, all of that. So, really, the best way is if you're not currently working with someone at the Kentucky Career Center is to like our Facebook page or our social media. So I think I haven't seen any questions come through. So if you have a question, go ahead and get it entered in. That way we can answer it. But if not, and you're watching this later, or you come back later and you're like, oh, I should have asked that, go ahead and throw it in the chat, in the comments when you get back, and we can double check. So we'll give everybody just about 20 or 30 seconds to get the questions entered if you have a question. But I just want to again thank Marcia so much for taking time to join us today. I know that you're busy, so we appreciate that you took some time to join us and talk about all the great things that you're doing there.
Well, I had a lot of fun. I love talking about the airport, so feel free to give me a call. We can chit chat.
Sounds great. And then don't forget, Thursday, Haley will be back with the Facebook Live and Employer Spotlight at 9:30, and we'll be back next week on Tuesday at 1. And then also we're gonna have a special surprise on Monday as well. So we'll get that information out, and you're gonna get a double dose of career coaching next week. So I'm excited about it. So hopefully you're excited about it as well. We're gonna have a special guest join us on Monday as well. So Marcia, I think you did so good. There were no questions to be asked. You just did everything perfect. So
there's always questions, and there's no small questions. So bring them on. Give me a call.
Yeah.
Thank you all for having me.
Everybody, thanks for joining us today. Marcia, thank you again. And we'll see you on Thursday. Join us again on Thursday. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.